Welcome to this edition of SMA International News for the month of April. We begin by going to Liberia, where we'll hear a story of Father Gary Jenkins and his ministry to blind people there. Then we move to Tanzania, where we hear about another project called Tanga House Project in Mwanza. And then we go to the Republic of the Congo, where we hear the story of an SMA formation house celebrating its silver jubilee there. Now we go to Liberia, where we will learn about Father Gary Jenkins and his ministry to blind people in Bomi County. Father Gary has worked in Liberia for many years, and this ministry he began after the Civil War in 2002, when there were many vulnerable blind people there.
This gathering is made of persons of the locality of Bomi County in Liberia, and they are blind people. Their story began in 2002 during the Liberian Civil War. Faced with the incapacity to flee the crisis, the blind people were rescued by Reverend Father Gary Jenkins, missionary in Liberia for more than 40 years.
In 2002, May the 13th, the day before, the whole town left here because there was a rebel advance and the people were afraid and fled. I remained here with the catechist Zena and Matthew, a nurse. We walked through Josephtown. The town was empty except for a few people with guns. And then gradually, when people heard us talking, they came out of their houses. I was amazed to realize there were 40 or 50 blind people and disabled people still left in the town who could not run away. So I said to Zena, we have to stay here to try and help these people. We have probably proportionally more blind people here than in any other town. So our ministry has gone out to try to help these people as much as we can.
A ministry and support which is very much appreciated by the blind community of Bomi.
From 2005, when I from the war, see some of from different countries we are here. The only family we get here is Catholic Church. We are here for all our family here. Every year one paper red. Give up bell, something then inside. So we gotta tell the missionary thank you. Catholic Church in there for all. And Amadia number 2. And bring me every morning I'll give a few couple red. Because none of our family not doing it. So those are our family with the blind community in Bomi County. So God, we tell God thank you. We pray for Father Gary and all remember them behind. Thank you.
Despite all the effort and appreciation, there are still yet much more to be done, and the blind community is appealing to people of goodwill for support.
Some all have houses which are leaking, and we are even thinking about the coming rainy season. Where will be the standard of low houses? And we don't have mattresses, so we are asking the missionary, anybody who are behind them, they should help us. If they do, we don't have nothing to give them, but we appreciate them and we give the word of prayer to the mighty God to bless them and bless their incoming generation and upon generation.
He help which will make life more, so to say, bearable for them.
In Tanzania, there is a project called Tanga House Project in the town of Mwanza. This house opened on the 14th of March 2020 and is now celebrating its first anniversary. There they hope to provide a family spirit, a place of welcome and a haven to protect vulnerable young people, children, and most especially albino people. In Tanzania, these are often victims of abuse and violence, leading to mutilation and murder.
Today we'd like to introduce you to one of our projects here in Tanzania, in this district, a very important one to us. It is called the Tanga Project, which means sail in Kiswahili, and it's meant especially to assist vulnerable young people, and particularly those affected with albinism. Our project, Tanga, was opened on the 14th of March last year. This is a project that, while being very much an SMA project, is done in full collaboration with the local authorities here in Tanzania.
I believe that God loves everyone equally, but there is this special affection for those who are the most abandoned, excluded and marginalized. I do believe that this is exactly also the courage of the SMA. That's why I did join it more than 30 years ago. So when I heard a few years ago about the exclusion and terrible violence done to albino people in Tanzania and the way they have to struggle with the danger of the skin cancer and other health issues, social exclusion, I heard the same voice, do something about it. And together with the SMA Tanzania and in close collaboration with other groups, we decided to start Tanga, which is a home and a project. We would like to change the lives and give a better hope for like Kabula and other of our youth and children, and also to change the mentality and transformation of the Tanzanian society, that all albino people are safeguarded and they have the right place in the society.
Despite the fact that I lost everything before, lived in the center, separated from the community, I thank God for His hand and for His merciful and love that He gave us the people to take over the control of my life, especially in caring, education, and loving. I would like to thank God and to thank everybody, including the SMA fathers, for their support.
This is an open house. It's not a fortress to protect albino people, but a lot of children from neighborhood can come, play, study with our albino children, and we hope it will help to integrate them into the society in the future.
God give us dreams and miracles. One of the most important in my life for me, thanks SMA, is that great honor and privilege to be a sister and mother to our children, to be a part of the Tanga family.
Now we go to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and 25 years ago, a quarter of a century back, a house of formation was established there for the training of young priests for SMA.
Located in the Diocese of Kisantu, Ecclesiastical Province of Kinshasa, the SMA Formation House of Kimwenza is made up this year of 2 formators and 14 students, including 7 candidates in the preparatory year and 7 students spread over the different years of philosophy. Life in the Formation House is organized around 4 main areas: spiritual life, intellectual life, community life, and pastoral. The Formation House has marked since 2020 25 years of existence, a silver jubilee that has been decided to be celebrated this year through various events.
There is a particularity in the life of the SMA House of Formation this year. We are celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Kimwenza House. This house that you see was officially founded with the first academic year in 1995. So normally, it was last year that we were supposed to celebrate this, but given the uncertainties of the situation in which we were with the coronavirus pandemic, it is now that we are celebrating the 25th anniversary, the silver jubilee of this magnificent house. And it is a great joy for us to renew our will to be able to participate in the formation of our missionaries, but also, and above all, to rethink how this mission with these new missionaries will be tomorrow. Will they have the tools that will allow them to face the mission? Tools from the point of view of the missionary method, from the point of view of appreciation of realities, and from the point of view of the evangelical message proposed to our peoples. So it is a great joy for us to celebrate this Silver Jubilee, and also a clarion call to all the elders, our priests, who have passed through this house, anywhere they are, to also think of the Kimwenza house. If they ever find the time to come back, it will always be a source of encouragement, especially for our seminarians, to see those who came before them, and from their experience, to appreciate the quality of the work they do for the evangelization of the peoples of Africa. This is a particularity of the SMA House of Formation in Kimwenza this year.
Now for some general news. On the 25th and 26th of March, a working session was held by video conference for all the contact persons of a programme entitled On the Road to 2026. This meeting followed an earlier meeting that took place on the 12th of January when the SMA-OLA Commission on Our Common Spiritual Heritage decided to collect personal testimonies of members in order to add more life to the experiential phase of that program. Last month we told you about the visit of the Superior General, one of his councillors, to the Democratic Republic of the Congo for a canonical visit. The Superior General now gives us a brief report on that visit.
With Father Christophe, I visited the District of Congo. It was the first canonical visit of this mandate. We arrived in Kinshasa on Friday, February 13th, and we left for Rome 2 weeks later on Thursday, February 25th, 2021. We visited the 4 SMA communities in the city of Kinshasa, namely the Kimwenza Formation House, which includes the preparatory program and philosophy, the parish of Saint Barthélemy in Massina local government, the parish of Saint Timothée with the secondary school Bishop Bresillac in Gili Brasserie local government, and the district house near the international airport of Kinshasa and Gili. We then took 2 days to visit our places in the Bateke Plateau, around 150 kilometers from Kinshasa. The parish of St. Thomas Aquinas in Mampu, opened by the SMA in January 2020. The Mampu farm, comprising 135 hectares at about 15 kilometers from the parish, and the Kinsele site, 50 kilometers further, where the district has rented 1,200 hectares in order to resume cattle breeding. Currently, 12 members, 11 Congolese and 1 Togolese, plus Daniel, a Nigerian stagiaire, are appointed in the district, while about other 15 members of the district are missionaries outside the Congo. At the end of this visit, I underline 3 strong points. First, the district house, now almost completed, gives solidity to the district and reinforces the responsibility for the mission of the SMA in the country. Secondly, the confidence given by the number of seminarians in training and the good spirit prevailing in the Kimwenza House of Formation. And thirdly, the commitment of members to take the challenges of the parish and the agriculture projects in the Bateke Plateau. Finally, a big thank you to Father Jean-Baptiste Musabino and to all the confreres for the joy and fraternity of their welcome.
The SMA International Bulletin is now ready. The theme of this bulletin is Mission in the Midst of Crisis. It has interesting articles on how mission continued and still continues in the midst of the various different crises of today. That brings us to the end of this edition of SMA International News. I would like to wish you all a very happy and joyful Easter, and we look forward to being with you next month.